Hey everybody, this is Trish from Shirley's Flowers, and I'm going to make an arrangement for you guys today that we're going to do in a photo shoot, and I'm going to make a sample of it for you guys. I'm going to start out with this wax flower. Clean the stems. I'm going to cross stem them.
What is cross stemming?
So when you cross stem these, when you put them in the arrangement, it's going to kind of give you a grid so that when we put the other flowers in, so if I do some cross stemming of them, it's going to make a grid so they'll sit in there better. So I'm just kind of putting them in like that. This is beautiful white wax flower. And I always clean the stems so that none of the greenery is in the bottom of the vase, because that will cause like a growth in there, and it just doesn't, your flowers don't last as long. Can you see me? I'm a little short, okay? So I'm gonna stand on my tippy toes. I'm gonna add some Monte Cassino in it. I didn't realize my table would be so tall. And I'm gonna do a filler base so we don't have to use greenery in it. And once again, I'm cleaning all those stems off so that we don't have any foliage left down in the vase. That's when it gets kind of slimy and gross, when you leave that down in there. It causes bacteria. Add some pretty blue delphinium, a little broken blue delphinium, but I'm going to trim that off. And when you're making arrangements, you want to make sure that your stem is 1.5 times taller than the vase. You just don't want it to be out of proportion with each other, which actually that would be like way up here. But I have some taller flowers to put in there. Okay. So as long as we create some height with our line flowers here, I'm going to create a little bit of height to it. The delphinium. Slight blue delphinium has been so popular lately. Sometimes it's hard to get the delphinium in, because when everybody in the wedding is wanting delphinium, all the growers are sending it out, so you kind of have to order it in advance. I make sure and order all of our wedding flowers, like get them on the books 4 weeks prior to the wedding, so that I know that I can get the flowers in. I'm going to add some pretty stock. I'm kind of making a mess over here. This is lavender stock. Some pretty Veronica. Once again, I'm just stripping those stems. I'm kind of having the filler be my base instead of the greenery. And have some real pretty ranunculus in it too. I like to work in odd numbers, like 3s and 5s. It kind of gives you that. You still have a triangle shape. You still are creating line within the arrangement. Now sometimes I break those rules and I will add more, or 2s. Sometimes I like to work in 2s as well. Filling the petals back. I'm going to flex these rose petals
Why do you pull the petals back?
So when I'm pulling the petals, I'm taking all these are protective petals, so they kind of protect the rose when it's coming in shipment and all that. So I will just take that layer off. So that they're not, sometimes people will think that they're ugly and they're damaged, but it's really just the protective petals. And then it kind of changes the color of your rose as well if you pull them back. So I'm flexing this rose.
What's flexing mean?
So I'm just gonna, if your roses are warm, room temperature, you're able to pull that petal back and make it look like it's just opened. We used to do this when I was a teenager back in the day, and it has become popular again. So sometimes I just don't, like, I forget that people like that and that it's popular again. But that's called a flex rose, when you flex it. And I think this is maybe a Kahala rose. I could be wrong, but I've got them in recently. So I'm gonna try to put it towards the front so you can see it. And I'm leaving some of the greenery on this because the greenery is so pretty, that foliage. And I don't have to add extra greens to it. It's kind of like just a real pretty garden style. And since I've cross-stemmed everything in the base, then you're able, it creates that grid so your flower stands up. I've actually been in the floral industry for 30 years.
How many years?
Maybe a little longer than that. 35 years.
35 years.
Since I've been married 32, probably 35 years. I was a baby. I'm still a baby. Very young, and, you know. I have these real pretty blush spray roses I'm going to add to it. I think I have some yellow too, because we wanted some yellow in it. And once again, I'm just taking off those little protective petals off the spray roses as well. Kind of blow on it a little bit. It gives it a little more, opens it up a little. I'm trying not to throw everything on the floor because that's what I normally do in the back, but try not to make a mess out here. They smell like a little bit like garlic. A little bit of this yellow spray roses to give it a little pop of color. And look at these beautiful ranunculus.
What's that one called?
Ranunculus. See how pretty it is? We use these a lot in weddings. stem's starting to get full in there. It's not wanting to let it go in there. Cross stemmed really well, right? But I want that one to hold up a little taller, so I'm gonna add a little bit of wax flowers. Bring some of this out so it gives a little depth to it, and it doesn't, like, it's not just showing the base, that harsh base line. You guys are probably wondering how much this is. I don't know. It's for a photo shoot, so I'm making it really pretty.
Where could someone, can people just get their own flowers or buy flowers to make their own arrangements?
Yes, so we actually are a wholesale company as well. So we have a lot of do-it-yourself brides that come in, or freelance designers, and they just walk into our cooler and they buy wholesale flowers, or you can come in here and just buy by the stem. But we have a really nice walk-in cooler that anybody can come in. We have people that come weekly and they just walk in our cooler, go straight back there, they know what they want. And we have new shipments that come in every weekend. Together, guys. Let's see if I'm missing anything. I think I'm going to add another ranunculus in there. I just love the ranunculus. They're perfect in bouquets and corsages and garden arrangements. So what I'm going to do now is add some of these, the millet. Millet, it's a bleached millet. Gives you kind of a little bit of that boho vibe if they're wanting gardening. A little bit of boho in there. It's been real popular. And it had some really cute bunny tails, and we sell these by the bunch. Look at these cute little bunny tails. I love these. We just got these in last week, and I'm using them already. I'm just gonna wire them, make them a little longer. Stick them up in there. They're so cute. Is up in there.
What are you attaching them to?
Just a wire, a wooden pick, and it has a little wire on it. If you don't have a wooden pick, but you have some wire, I would take like a stem and then just wire it to it, or tape, green tape, clear floral tape, corsage tape. We have it in here. You can purchase if you want to make it yourself. Okay. Oh wait, I added, look at this, Italian ruscus. It's bleached, but I'm gonna add just a touch of that in there. This is dried, so it lasts, holds up, it's not gonna die. A touch of that in there too. See, I'm having an issue with that, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of wax flour in there so you guys don't see that. There, that didn't go out on the water. So I'm gonna soften that lip up just a little. There. Perfect. Okay. I think I am finished with it. You guys let us know what you think about it.